Good morning, traders. This is an update on my market open strategy. I'm going to show you how the week went. Last weekend, I released a video with some new updates to the plan. We're going to talk about those updates and how they favored this week. I'm going to release this video on Sunday, July 4th, so happy Independence Day. Hope you guys are all happy, healthy, and having a great time with your friends and family and staying safe out there. So the stock market is something that kind of represents independence as well, because we all want to trade and we want to invest. We want to become more independent. We want to help our friends and our family and the loved ones, all that kind of stuff. So, but in order to do that, you've got to have a good plan. You've got to be able to stick to that plan. You've got to have discipline. You got to track your trades. Otherwise, you're just gambling, throwing darts at a board. That's it. So let's take a look at the plan, and we'll look at things that I added last week. So this is from last weekend. I added most of this stuff here highlighted. Let's see, there was one thing I think that I added today actually, but okay, so in the video last weekend, I remember this wasn't there yet, but I added this like Sunday night, and this was a really important idea. I mean, it's nothing really new or groundbreaking or anything like that, but it's just kind of a decision that you make that really has a big effect on your trading. So consider focusing on one single stock. You may miss some big runners, but staying with one stock per day should have a high probability of a 2-hour trade. So if you watched my live trade recaps last week, you'll notice that I took my 9-chart view down to 1 or 2 charts once I was in a trade, because I just wanted to focus on that one single stock and not try to get into every single entry that presented itself. I think one exception was with CCIV. Once it broke its ABCD pattern, then I looked for another opportunity. That was yesterday. I got into a trade with SWBI, Smith & Wesson, and that went to 2R. So anyway, that's what this paragraph is about, and I think it did have a positive effect on my trading this week. It's only 1 week. It doesn't mean that this is going to be the thing that makes this plan work, but it started off well, and I think it makes sense logically, so I'm going to keep doing that. The other thing that I added was this max number of 3 trades, because so far, if you look at my spreadsheet, all of my trades after the 3rd trade have been red. That could just be coincidence. There's not a lot of trades there. You really need to take 100 trades before you know if something's going to work or not. So that means that until I take 100 4th trades, 100 5th trades, I'm not talking about 100 trades just with the plan, I really don't know if those 4th and 5th trades are going to continue to be red or not. But I figured since we were pretty much on the edge with this plan, might as well reduce some risk by only taking 3 trades. So that's what I'm doing now, because so far the first 3 trades are working out much better. The other interesting thing was, up until this past week, all of my first trades were red. And again, if you are maybe a little bit less experienced of a trader, or maybe you're trading full position size when you're not proven profitable, you might look at something like this and say, well, whatever I'm doing on that first trade, I got to stop and just skip that trade and maybe try to get in on the next entry. And of course that crossed my mind, because anybody can look at this chart and come to that conclusion. But you have to realize there's something called the law of large numbers. I talked about this in another recent video. Definitely look that up on Wikipedia, maybe YouTube, watch some coin flip videos, and you'll see exactly what that means. But basically, if you take a quarter and you flip it, the first few flips might all be heads, or the first few flips might all be tails, or at least at some point, if you do like 100 coin tosses, you're going to have times in there, if you're tracking it, you're going to have times in there where you have 4, 5, 6, 7 heads or tails in a row. And that's exactly what's happening here. Is even though this plan works in theory, it has a good probability of working out, we just got a bunch of heads or tails in a row. And if I just continue doing it, then I might see the opposite. And that's exactly what happened this week. I got a whole bunch of green trades in a row, except for this one here on CCIV. So that's why, if you have a plan, unless you really see a fundamental flaw in it, just keep trading it, give it the 100 trades and see what happens. So anyway, back to the plan. So that was the max number of 3 trades. And then the other thing was only look at stocks on the first page of the mid-ish cap screener. So that's what I call my screener, because mid-caps go from a market capitalization of $2 billion to $10 billion, and I have mine set up with $1.5 billion to $15 billion, because these things change a lot throughout the day. So here's my mid-ish cap screener, modify, that way you can see my filters. So this will pick up stocks with a market capitalization as low as 1.5 billion and as high as 15 billion, because you'll often see stuff. Even today there was one that was below 2 billion, and then as soon as the market opened, because the price moved up and volume flooded in, it jumped up to like 3 billion in no time, and that was the best stock to trade in the mid-cap sector today. That was ALEC, I believe. So that's that, and I think that was it. So the other thing, yeah, so aside from that, the reason why I highlighted this, only look at the stocks from the first page of the screener. Now that's because this morning I did something that I kind of had a feeling was not going to work out well, and it ended up not working out well. And it doesn't really, you know, you got to be careful with this kind of stuff with your plan and your trading psychology. Try not to overthink things, but at the same time, if I'm organizing this list by volume and I'm looking at stocks on this first page, meaning I'm not like scrolling down, then the chances are that the stocks that are right in front of me are going to have a better chance of giving me a profitable 2R trade, right? ALEC was one of them from this morning. It's still on the screener right now after market closed. Then the other trade that I took, I'm not sure if it's still up here, was with SC. Actually, that was the only trade I took today. Yeah, here it is. It's in about the same place that it was this morning, and you can see it had a decent move. It went up 11%. But ALEC was really the good trade to be in and the big trade to be in. But because SC triggered my entry first, that was the one that I went with. And then a few minutes later, ALEC triggered an entry. But once I have a 2R trade, I stopped trading. So I ended up missing out on that trade because I scrolled down and I was looking for other opportunities to see kind of what would come first. I wanted to finish trading as early as possible. I had other things I had to do today. So all of that stuff played in. But I realized after the fact, you know, I was fishing for trades, which is never a good thing. And I'd rather either take something from that very first page because I know the probability is higher that the trade will work out, or not trade at all, right? This is goes back to this rule. It's always possible there would be no trades to take. So let's say, for instance, that nothing came up on this page and something else happened on the second page and I missed it. Who cares? Because I know that more often than not, the good trades are going to be right here on the first page because I'm organizing it by volume, and volume is a huge catalyst for the price to continue in whatever direction it's already moving in. So that's pretty much it. I think that kind of sums everything up. Let me just show you the account one more time, and I can show you all the trades that I've taken this week. Well, at least all the ticker symbols that I've traded this week. You can see the actual trades on my my spreadsheet, which I showed those earlier. But just to see everything in Webull. So June 28th, that was Monday, and today's Friday, June 2nd. So this is the P&L for the week. Now, most of this P&L is from, or most of the positive P&L is from SPXL, which is my swing trade. So that has nothing to do with my day trading. It has nothing to do with that plan. That's something separate. And these are all of my test trades. Again, I'm only trading one share, so of course the numbers aren't impressive. That's not what this is about. This is not about making money right now. This is about collecting data and seeing if this thing can be profitable after 100 trades. At that point, then I can increase position size. I'll probably be trading 9 or 10% of my buying power, and we'll see, you know, what difference that has. Of course, this is still a small account, but anyway, you could see this doesn't show every single trade because there was a red trade this week, but I guess I traded CCIV a couple of times this week. I think that was the other one that went red on Thursday. But anyway, you can check out my live trade recaps from the week to see all the details about that. So this is where we're at. So far, the plan is working out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to just keep trading it and keep trying to refine it. So you can see on the spreadsheet that I've outlined a couple of trades either in blue or in red, and those are trades that are taking an error. They're either an entry error on my part, or they don't match my plan, or I've updated the plan since then. So you can see my win rate without any of those error trades is 50%. I only need 33% to break even. The win rate of just my days, you know, if I just average the win rate of each day, is much higher, 56.8%, but that's not as accurate, I think, as taking the win rate of each trade. And again, of all the trades, including my error trades, including those trades beyond 3 trades, this is where I'm at right now. So 7% or 8% above break even. So that's pretty good considering, you know, we had a kind of a rough start there in the beginning. And we can see if we only took the 3 trades, even including those trades with errors, we're at 50%. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way things are working out, and I'm just going to keep trading this plan and keep collecting data. We're only at 27 trades. We got to get to 100. I know it takes time, but hey, you can either lose a lot of money really fast or get rich slowly. Those are your only two real options in the stock market, in my opinion, and in many other people's opinion. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions about this plan or about this strategy or the spreadsheet. All of these tools, my spreadsheet, my 2-hour calculator, that can all be downloaded from the Facebook trading group by the same name, Trading Armor. So feel free to go over there and become a member, and you can have access to all this stuff for free. Again, any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Again, happy 4th of July. We will be back trading on Tuesday. The markets are closed Monday. And as always, go into every single trade with a plan. Stick to your plan no matter what. Honor your profit targets. Take your stop losses. And in the long run, you should be green. Take care.